A very warm welcome to all the new subscribers and lots of love and regards, as always, to all the existing ones. I hope everyone is doing well. And it's that time of the year when I do the year end message. And I feel really funny because I'm speaking to all of you after a very long time. It's been 2 months that I did not post any audio message. And that was primarily because I was strongly guided to just pull back and just enjoy myself and just be in silence, enjoy my union, enjoy the work and the hard work that I have done. And therefore, the entire month of October, I booked myself a studio apartment and I was just chilling, I was just shopping, I was just enjoying myself and healing my family karma, which to a great extent has been healed and a lot of progress has been made in my life. And most importantly, I was in that observation mode, observing my life, observing my predictions come to pass. And it's as if my guides strictly ordered me to rest for the complete next 2 months because it seems like I'm going to be flooded with a lot of work. And I don't know what that means because even when I did not post any audio messages, I was constantly getting questions and reading requests from people, which I have definitely done, but I did not really actively go out and post messages because I was just guided to be. So I thank anyone that takes out time to listen to me, and I'm certainly thankful to all those who have connected with me up until today. So as a token of gratitude, and because we are stepping into the season of celebrations now, Christmas and Thanksgiving just passed few days ago, and today is, by the way, the full moon. And if you have been feeling triggered or if you have been feeling overly emotional, it's only natural because the energies are way too intense and powerful for a lot of twins. And I want to start the message by offering my year end sale or the discounts that I do every year. And this time, what I have decided to do is that if you visit my website, the career section readings, they are already at a discounted price. Okay, so all the career related readings are at a discounted price. Now, the discount that I'm offering is for everyone, but on the three main readings, which is twin flame reading for both the twins, or the detailed masculine twin flame reading, and the mind, heart, and action space reading. Now, what I'm offering is that if you are a new client who connects with me for the first time, the discount for you would be $22. And if you are my long-standing client and you are my repeat client and you connect with me for a new reading, then the discount for you would be $33. So for example, if you are a new person who's connecting with me for the first time, and let's say you decide to go in for the detailed masculine reading, you will end up paying $55 and not $77. And likewise, let's say if you are my repeat client and you're coming back for a third or fourth reading with me and you decide to opt for, let's say, a detailed twin flame reading for both twins, which is currently priced at $66, then because you are my repeat client, you get a $33 discount, which means you pay $33 and not $66. So that way everyone benefits and everyone enjoys the discount. However, I will certainly be approving the reading requests, especially if they're coming from my old clients, because another thing that I want to share with all the clients, and kindly excuse me if the message becomes long, although I will try and keep it as brief as I can. In the last 2 months, I have noticed a very interesting pattern, okay? And the reason I'm sharing that is because I can clearly see that there are still a lot of females out there. I don't even want to say feminine twins because, let me be honest, there are a lot of people who are actually not twin flames, but they are forcibly trying to be a twin, or they are forcibly coming back to me for a confirmation so that I can, give them a clarification or a confirmation that the toxic sex freak they are with is actually their twin flame, when it has been clearly confirmed to them that it is not a twin flame connection and you have no future with this person. Now, I want to at this point make one thing very clear, that I'm not a person who would immediately in the very first reading tell someone that, oh, this is a closed chapter or you have no future with this person, because energies are always capable of shifting. However, some people and some connections are so toxic, so outrightly toxic, that I can just see through a person's energy when you write to me, whether you email me. So, it's like each person who is a twin flame or a light worker, their gift is very different, okay? Some psychics are able to read through your aura. They look at your picture, they need your picture, and then they do the guidance. Some are able to access the Akashic records, and a person like me, it's like when you pick up the mobile and you can just see that, okay, the mobile is fully charged or is it only at 10% battery. When someone connects with me, I can literally see through their energy and just know their level of consciousness. Okay, so whether it is someone who is down in the dumps and has much inner work to do, or it is someone who is a very open-hearted person. The reason I'm explaining this is because it's not one or two, but 5 of my clients for whom I had done a reading, let's say 2 years ago or 3 years ago, and all of them I had the same outcome, that the person you're with is nothing but a toxic energy vampire and you have no future with this person, and if you keep on entertaining him, you're only going to be left feeling used and heartbroken, because they're only using you for physical intimacy, for sex and pleasure, and then they just dump you and they leave you and go. Okay, now I assume that when I have stated clearly, people sort of get the message. But of course, there are many who are going to, who have no intention of healing anytime soon. So I see that not 1 but 5 of the females reconnected because they were again repeating that cycle of facing that abuse and that disrespect from that person and not learning anything, but they were just readily available as they appeared in their life. And I refuse to do a reading for all 5 people, because my point is that this path, which is so sacred, is unfortunately turning into more like a twin flame circus, if I may say so, and not even a twin flame path, but a twin flame circus with so many jokers flouting around in the name of false teachers and fake guides who are simply using manipulation tactics, playing with your emotions, giving you daily updates about twin flame, the masculine is coming and the unions are happening. I certainly don't deny that the unions are happening, but what you call as a union, I would like to label it as a physical coming together, because the real definition of a union is never to get married to your twin or never to have a sexual union. So, which is exactly why I decided to make this audio message, that what are the things that you need to leave behind as this year 2020 is coming to an end, because this is what is going to really help you to proceed in your life. And of course, people who are not meant to change, or people who are meant to go through cycles and cycles of rejection and disrespect, and their self-respect being at a toss, they're going to take another 4 to 5. So there is a group of females who is very low on self-worth and self-esteem, and I see that this group of females are going to spend the next 4 to 5 years repeating a lot of cycles wherein they are going to be disrespected and just used simply as sex objects, and then they will be just left out of the blues. And sometimes you have to go through some real deep damage and disrespect before you can actually understand where you're coming from. So the logic behind explaining this example is that yes, I'm a reader and I would love to earn money, but my agenda in life, or my goal in life when I devoted myself to my path, is not to be greedy and to earn followers, or to go on making money by manipulating your emotions. I will not take a second to refund people, or I will not take a second to not entertain a person whom I don't see has any intention to understand the message or to work on themselves, and they're just refusing to acknowledge their growth or refusing to change their self-sabotaging behaviors. Okay? But I'm certainly there for those who are genuinely interested in their paths. And there is nothing right or wrong. My only request is that you cannot say that life is unfair, because yes, we are all born with a set of circumstances. But I can assure you that no real twin flames life, and for that matter, no human being's life has ever been perfect. Everyone has some really tough challenges to overcome. So whatever energy we give to our actions, to our thoughts, it will translate into exactly those kind of outcomes. Okay? So before I get to discuss what are the things that we need to leave behind, and honestly speaking, the kind of year 2020 has been, I'm sure a lot of us would like to tell the universe that, dear God or dear universe, please show us the terms and conditions for 2021 before we can actually decide if we would like to go ahead in the next year, in the new year, or not. But well, I guess we have to stay optimistic, and I definitely see a lot of growth. And before I get to the things that we need to leave behind, let us quickly see or understand that what are the signs that you are healed or you are healing. So if you are truly healing, you will not feel lonely even when you are alone. If you are truly healing, you will laugh and have a good time with friends and family. You will enjoy yourself. You will enjoy every little thing that you have achieved, and you will start living your life in the moment. If you are healing, or if you have healed, then your past, or any person for that matter, stops triggering you and does not impact your mental health. And most importantly, you are no longer into an overthinking mode or in a fantasy world. You don't need closures, you don't need answers or assurance from anyone, because you are happy in your own space, right? Now, having said that, obviously each person has their own path. I just want to say that the ascension energies or the eclipse energies, the full moon energies, they're very powerful. If you have been feeling some strong cravings for sweet or some specific kind of food, that can come up. You could have back pain or sudden rashes, or you could have migraines, suddenly wanting to start crying out of the blues. And while I would definitely love to say, and I have mentioned in the past, that masculine twins are coming forward and lots of physical coming togethers are happening and will continue to happen, but at the same time, it would be important to understand that what's happening for my union could mean a separation for someone who has just started their journey. Okay, so not every person's situation is the same, so please be mindful of that. Finally, all I want to share is that what are some of the things that we need to leave behind as this year 2020 is coming to an end. So the first thing that we need to leave behind is your attachment to the title twin flame. And what do I mean by that? You know, let's say 10 years back or 20 years back, there wasn't so much information available readily and free on social media the way it is today. Now, there is a plus point to it, and then there is a minus point to it. The plus point is that twins who are awakening now in this moment, or twins who have gotten to realize that they are a twin flame, let's say a few months ago, their growth and their ascension is going to be very rapid. It's not going to take decades for them to go on in those running and chasing cycles. Their healing, their transformation, and with the access of so much information easily available, a lot of the newly awakened twins are going to make the most of it, and I see that they'll be healing much faster than what it happened with the twins who were awakened 20 years ago or 10 years ago, right? And the minus point or the negative point of having so much information is that sometimes people get carried away listening to tons and tons of channels but not really doing the inner work. So now when I speak of letting go of the attachment to the title, the one thing that I want to tell you is that, let's say our grandparents, if you had your grandfather and your grandmother live joyfully and happily and lead a happy married life without any of these extramarital affairs and these Tinders and these applications wherein it's so easy for everyone to have access to sex and stuff like that, they didn't have all this, and yet there are soulmates who have been happily married and they had no idea that they were twin flames. So I don't think it is this extreme attachment to the word that should matter so much to you, as opposed to a strong desire to understand that what are the blocks, or what is it that is the lesson from the fact that you are a twin flame. What is your purpose in life, and why did you have to become aware of this term? And if you are, you could be a real twin flame couple, but let me tell you, if you continue to obsess over a title, okay, and not do any inner work, then forget, leave alone a physical meeting, even a basic text communication is not going to happen if you remain stuck onto just the title. So it doesn't matter whether you are a twin flame or you are not a twin flame, but what are you doing about it to heal and to evolve on your path? Because real twins actually begin major transformation soon after the separation occurs. So it doesn't matter if your speed is slow or if you're healing slowly, but as long as the healing is happening, that is what is most important. Secondly, the thing that we need to release is selective retention. And what does that mean? People only romanticize their plans. People only like to romanticize or fantasize about their twin, but they dread the execution part, the change, the healing, the magic that you're looking for is actually in the work that you are avoiding. And that is the most important thing to remember here. And why are people so afraid to begin their healing journey? Because they are terrified of being overwhelmed by a wave of feelings and realizations which are very, very uncomfortable and hard to digest. And they fear that taking one brick out of the wall will cause the whole foundation to collapse. So you can either continue running away from facing your reality, but the fact is that the reality will continue to make you more and more uncomfortable till you face the inner work that you are supposed to do, and one that you have been constantly avoiding for years together. So, when I speak of selective retention, all I'm trying to request you is that you need to release only those magical and fairy tale sort of aspects around your twin flame, and also start getting realistic about what this journey is all about, which is actually nothing but a journey of self love and learning to love yourself without your twin and finding wholeness within. The third thing that you need to leave behind as this year comes to an end is to stop hiding behind masks, addictions, and your self sabotaging behavior. Because again, if you continue to put on the masks, the more you engage in these behaviors, the more fiercely those masks will fall out. And there is no option but to face your truth, your authenticity. And if you don't, you will only go around dealing with cycles of frustration, lack, disrespect, and major dissatisfaction within. The next thing that we need to leave behind as we end this year is that you have to stop dealing with all your problems all at once and not expect a magical instant solution. Now, what do I mean by that? This is again a very important point. Many a times, especially if you're a control freak, what you try to do is you become impatient with your healing and you want to address all the issues at once. And let me again tell you that, because of this pandemic situation, it's not just regular human beings or twin flames, but the whole world and the world's greatest economies have been impacted. So many of you had plans to relocate. So many of you wanted to, let's say, buy homes or move to new locations and whatnot. And everyone's plans have come to a halt in a huge way, okay? The important thing to remember here is that you don't have to see yourself as a victim, and you have to start getting a little realistic, because a lot of companies have shut down. A lot of companies are into cost cutting now. They want to save the money wherever they can, and therefore a lot of work has begun happening on Zoom applications or Skype, face-to-face online meetings. So in such a scenario, if you're expecting to get hired from one person or one place, it is possible that there might be a delay, and therefore you have to be open to other options of growth also. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and be realistic as to how you can make the most of the situation. And a very important thing that I want to say here is that, when you have a heart attack, you are not going to go to the dentist. And likewise, when you want to get a tooth extraction done, you will not go to a heart specialist. Some of my clients need to understand that you need to be absolutely professional when dealing with me or with any reader, because my job is to guide you with accuracy. When you come to me for questions, I will gladly answer them. But if you start, crossing the line, or if you start writing long pages, which is absolutely unnecessary, and writing about the domestic violence or abuse that you're facing, I will obviously empathize with you, and I might give you some of the best possible solutions. But you have to understand that things should never be mixed up. So you have to go to the right person or the right source for the right problem that you're facing. So like I said, for gaining clarity on your path, on your twin flame path, or on your job aspects, sure, you go to any reader like me. But if you're facing narcissistic abuse, or if you're facing domestic violence, then in every country and in every city that we reside, you either have the option to consult a lawyer, or you have free support groups that help with the domestic violence prevention, narcissistic abuse prevention, suicide prevention. So you have to, not really rely on one person as the goddess or the god of all being, because all the wisdom and the inner strength lies in each one of you. So please be very professional when you're dealing in your communication with others, and keep your interactions, limited and professional. That is very important. So start finding solutions to your problems, and don't be in a rush to solve everything all at one pace. Which brings me to the next fact, that it is extremely important that you stop and release the need to fast track your ascensions or your ascension or your karmic lessons, because there is no fast forward button here. You cannot control how much healing has been done or how much you need to heal, and you cannot decide that I have spent 2 years so I'm healed and my twin still needs to heal, and so on and so forth. The focus should only be you. Be patient with yourself, and most importantly, get your facts right about what a twin flame union really is. And anyone who doesn't know that can refer to my previous videos that I have duly shared on my channel. But please remember that not all twins are meant to physically unite or get married. There are all sorts of situations that exist. And most importantly, a twin flame union is a union that happens within. That is what a real union is. And finally, I just want to say that even if you are not a twin flame, that does not make you any less divine. Each person who has been created on this earth and put on this earth is absolutely special and has a very important role to play. And it is your job that through your own positive intent and visualizations and leading the right kind of life, you have to find your purpose and see that it's okay even if you're not a twin flame, but you are a beautiful soul, and you can always make the world a little brighter through your own talents and gifts, even if in a small way. And the last thing that I want to say is that never say that life is unfair, because life is a result of our actions and our intentions. Every action that we take determines an outcome. Positive actions and positive decisions lead to positive outcomes. Negative actions and negative decisions lead to negative outcomes. So start taking ownership of your life and what has led you thus far. Reflect on it. Everything is a lesson. And stop blaming people or stop blaming circumstances if you want to truly progress. Because winners focus on the possibilities and the solutions, and they move forward. While losers, they're all the time cribbing and complaining and talking about what can go wrong and why things are so unfair in their life. And that is why they never get to see the outcome of their life in any way. For them, the grass is always green on the other side. And most importantly, you and your twin are always connected at the soul level. There is always deep love between twin flames, which is undeniable. So on the face of it, you may not have heard from your twin from many years, but what is important is that you continue to heal yourself and to grow in your life and find what makes you happy, even if for some time it does not include your twin, because that is what will lead to true liberation. And these are certain important things that you have to let go and release if you truly want to see positive developments in your life. So I hope this message has helped someone out there. Unless I'm really guided to do an audio message, that's when I will come back and do it. But other than that, anyone who has ever connected with me and anyone that wishes to connect for guidance, I'm always here, and I wish you the best on your path. And I truly hope and pray that the new year of 2021 brings so much stability, which I know it is bringing for so many of us. And I can assure you that 5 years down the line, when you look back on this day, you will actually smile and be so proud of all the hard work that you have done and the great transformations that have occurred within you. So even if you feel that nothing is changing, the change is actually obviously taking place for each one of us. And I know for a fact that as we step into Jan and then followed by Feb, there will be much more stability and light and self-love and, feeling of accomplishment coming in for so many of us. So I wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. I know this is a month earlier, but just in case I'm not able to do an audio message, I wish everyone a very Happy New Year in advance and lots of love to each one of you. Stay safe and stay confident, and don't forget to make yourself and your happiness a priority. And on that note, I end my message. Thank you so much to all those who have taken out time to listen to me. Have a wonderful day ahead. Lots of love, guys. Take care. Bye.